morning, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Good morning, Dawn.
Good morning.
If people come blowing in with the wind, well, welcome. So it's good to see everybody. And this is an exciting Sunday. We have our Reverend Marianne. Yay. And this is our first time welcoming Denise Anye. So we're really happy to have her here. And let's stand up and sing our first song. Bill?
Does everyone know this song?
Yes.
Oh, great. I was hoping for that. All right. So you're going to use your precious instruments this morning, and you are the music. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. I am the radiant life of God. I am, I am, I am. I am the radiant life of God. I am, I am, I am. The health of God, the strength of God, vitality, energy, and vim of God. I am the radiant life of God. I am, I am, I am. Is that too fast for all the words? Okay. All right. Next verse. I am the wonderful love of God. I am, I am, I am. I am the wonderful life of God. I am, I am, I am. The peace of God, the joy of God, serenity, harmony, and rhythm of God. I am the wondrous love of God. I am, I am, I am. I'm going to take a breath. All right, next. I am the wisdom and power of God. I am, I am, I am. I am the wisdom and power of God. I am, I am, I am. The light of God, the success of God, prosperity, happiness, might of God. I am the wisdom and power of God. I am, I am, I am. Sounds like we should slow it down just a little bit. All right, here's the last verse. Let's go. I am the image of God. I am, I am, I am, I am. I am the image of God. I am, I am, I am, I am. The image of good, of peace, of light, the image of truth, of faith, of might. I am the image of God. I am, I am, I am, I am. Give yourselves a big hand. You sound wonderful.
Let's just take a deep breath and ground ourselves so we don't blow away. Taking a deep breath into our center, feet planted firmly on the floor. Sweet Spirit, we feel your presence in the changing winds and the warm heat and the safety of this sanctuary. We feel your presence in the cloudy skies, the rain, and in our relationships. Today we affirm your presence in every person we meet. We affirm the Christ within and call it forward to guide us and lead us through our words and our actions. And we are so grateful to know that you are all good, and that if we can't see the good, then we just need to keep looking. Keep looking for your face. Keep looking for your goodness, your miracles, your love, your light, your wisdom, your peace. Your peace. We see this peace spreading like liquid gold, covering our planet. We see your light going into the darkness, making things right. We look for the good and we find it. Thank you, God, for giving us the eyes to see and the ears to hear and the body to speak your words, this holy temple. We invite you in. This is your home, God. Thank you. Amen.
So let's take our March sacred prayers together for inner peace. I claim divine peace in this moment. For wisdom, I claim divine wisdom to know the way forward. For health, I claim divine strength, health, and vitality in every moment. For strength, I claim the courage of divine strength. And for world harmony, I claim divine love to spread harmony throughout the world. Let's greet each other. So we've got a lot of announcements for you, and our website will be updated too. Yeah, so it's good right now. So starting next Sunday will be, our speaker will be Jimmy Moreno, and our musician will be Michael Lawson. The Palm Sunday, the second week of April, we will be having a potluck after service. And we're planning, the board talked about having a potluck once a month at least, so. Sign up to volunteer, so there's always things that you can do, and a specific thing if you'd like to. We're inviting people to bring potted Easter lilies if you'd like. We'd like to kind of fill up our platform, so when you're out and about, pick up an Easter lily, and bring it in, and we'll add to them as we approach Easter. We're having, once again, if you remember, the Good Friday service last year was lovely. It is a contemplative service. So it'll be Friday, April 19th at noon. Yeah, 18th, the Friday, the Friday. And it was like all silent, right? If I'm remembering right? A meditative service. It's very unique and it's very special. So if you have that time available, plan on coming. And Terry started it's weekly Monday night meditation for weight loss. Everyone who attended loved it. Please check it out. Invite anyone you feel would resonate with this meditation. Terry says, weight loss is hard enough, but without the support of your subconscious mind, it can feel impossible. Whatever food plan you're following, it's just important to consider how you think about yourself, your body, and what reaching your goal weight truly means to you. I realized I need an extra boost, something deeper to help me feel safe and supportive as I let go of the weight I've carried for the past few years. And that's why she started this class, Mondays ongoing. So if you're looking for a little extra something to help you release the weight and shift your mindset, Mondays 6 to 7, guided meditation, gentle support, and mindset tools for lasting change. So we are filling up our schedule. Isn't that nice? Don't forget our lending library. There are more of the Keep True Lent books by Charles Fillmore back there if you'd like to check that out. And not done yet. Saturday, May 3rd. This will be our first Blessings of the Animals Fair. Marianne, do you want to say a little bit about it?
Well, so we're going to have people bring their pets to be blessed. But also we're inviting the local rescues. It's kitten season, and there's a lot of babies out there that need homes. So we're going to invite the local rescues to come and bring, their babies that need homes, and hopefully we can get those pets to get their forever home. Forever home. It'll be a good day.
Oh.
So where? It'll be in the parking lot.
Okay.
No, we're bringing them all.
Yeah. And that'll be from 10 to 2 in the parking lot. Hopefully by May. And then Sunday, May 4th, we're starting a new class, Discovering Your Divinity, a Modern Guide to Affirmative Prayer. That's by Linda Martella Whitsitt in our own Deanne Ware Morency. And so this will be really something special to look forward to in May. So a lot to coming up. All right, so let's go ahead and center again and drop from our planning mind to our feeling heart as we take in the daily word. The word for today is forgive. My soft heart expresses love as I forgive. Holding on to hurt caused by someone's words or actions is harmful to mental, physical, and emotional health. If I stew over these negative feelings, it's likely I will feel worse. It is when I am willing to let go of these troubling emotions that healing begins. Forgiveness is healing. Realizing the slight may have been unintentional, or the one who hurt me may be unaware of my pain, I feel compassion. I let go by repeating words, I forgive you, silently to myself, which helps me speak these words aloud when I am able. If I have caused unintentional harm, I ask for forgiveness. Through divine love, I forgive and am forgiven. Can we take that together? I'll say it one time. And we'll say it together. Through divine love, I forgive and am forgiven. Together. Through divine love, I forgive and am forgiven. As I express this love, I mend feelings and open the way to peace and harmony. Do not judge, and you will not be judged. Do not condemn, and you will not be condemned. Forgive, and you will be forgiven. Luke 6:37. And this is the fourth Sunday of Lent, when Jesus forgave his friends' weaknesses. This fourth Sunday of Lent finds us once again with Jesus in the Garden of Gethsemane. As we adapt his experience to our own, so far we have seen him make a point of praying alone while asking three good friends to stand nearby. We have heard him express feelings of distress and ask God if somehow he could avoid his fate. And we have seen him surrender to his mission and the spiritual reasons for his experience, difficult as they promise to be. Now Jesus returns to Peter, James, and John, whom he asks to stay awake with him. Then he came to the disciples and found them sleeping, and he said to Peter, "So could you not stay awake with me 1 hour? Stay awake and pray that you may not come into this time of trial. The spirit is indeed willing, but the flesh is weak." Again he went away for the second time and prayed, "My Father, if this cannot pass unless I drink it, your will be done." Again he came and found them sleeping, for their eyes were heavy. So leaving them again, he went away and prayed for the third time, saying the same words. Matthew 26:40-44. Jesus' initial reaction to these sleeping disciples seemed to be annoyance. We can understand his disappointment that the men he trusted had not supported him after all. Think how comforted some of us feel when we know friends and family are praying for us or waiting for us during surgery or holding us in the light on an important day. How disappointed would we be to find they got distracted and forgot about us? Yet Jesus saw a teachable moment. Stay awake and pray that you may not come into the time of trial. Some translations say that you may not enter into temptation. A little prayer wouldn't have hurt the disciples. Their time sleeping in the garden was a missed opportunity for them. Yet Jesus quickly forgave them. The spirit is indeed willing, but the flesh is weak. He knew they meant well, and it was no surprise that they were tired so late in the evening. Taking Jesus' words to heart for ourselves, in what ways is our spirit willing, but our flesh weak? Maybe it's knowing how to take good care of our bodies, but failing to do so. Maybe it's suspecting that we are being called to make changes in our lives, but declining to heed the guidance. Maybe it's seeing some of the ways we could improve the world, but never quite getting off the couch. We are not bad people any more than the disciples were bad for falling asleep. Some of us just have a tendency to take the easier road. Yet if Jesus himself were asked to stay awake, wouldn't we find, I read that wrong. Yet if Jesus himself asked us to stay awake, wouldn't we find a way? We have the same divine energy in us that Jesus had, and he promised we could do all the same things he did. This week's lesson is to pay attention to what we are being called to do and be. Just as the disciples were asked to stay awake by no less a power than Jesus, we are prompted to stay awake to our spiritual growth by the Christ within us. Now let's prepare for meditation.
Pour yourself in me. Pour yourself into my heart. Oh, 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 wonderful Spirit. Pour your joy in me. Pour your joy into my heart. Oh, wonderful Spirit. Pour your joy in me. Pour your joy into my heart. Oh, wonderful Spirit. Shine your light in me. Pour your light into my heart. Oh, wonderful Spirit. Sing your song in me. Sing your song into my heart. Oh, wonderful Spirit. Oh, wonderful Spirit. Dance and smile in me. Dance and smile into my heart. Oh, wonderful Spirit. Oh, wonderful Spirit. Pour yourself in me. Pour yourself into my heart. Oh, wonderful Spirit. Oh, wonderful Spirit. Oh, wonderful Spirit.
Pour yourself in me, wonderful Spirit. And we breathe in these words as we feel the quickening of this wonderful Spirit. We breathe into it, breathing in the breath of God, breathing out all stress, anything that we've carried in here with us that's ready to be let go, making room for more wonderful Spirit. We let go now and come fully into this now moment, focusing on our breath. Deep breath in letting it all go with the out breath. Taking another deep cleansing breath into the center of our being. And letting it go. Become aware of the spaciousness within the temple of your body, the temple of your soul body. Become aware of the energy, the wonderful presence within. Bring that awareness down to your feet and visualize your feet filled with the sparkling golden Christ light. Feel that light within all of your toes and your heel. Healing your feet. That quickening, healing power of God. Healing your feet so that you may walk this planet as a blessing. And now, moving up your legs, see them filled with this living light, this healing light, healing all of your calves, your knees, any knee pain, any dis-ease. Every cell in your body, of your legs and your feet, just filled with this life force of God. Moving up into the torso, your body, we feel this golden light. We see it, we visualize it, and as we look upon it, it floods our entire legs and feet, pouring out through the bottom of our feet onto the planet, blessing the planet, blessing wherever these feet touch from now on. And now we see this light rising up into our belly and torso, healing all of our organs of elimination, our reproductive organs, healing everything in its path, clearing out all darkness, clearing out all that doesn't serve our highest wholeness, our highest good, our highest mission on this planet. We're flooding our bodies, flooding our being, our mind, body, and spirit with this Christ light, this golden energy. And now this light rises into our heart and chest and lungs. And we breathe it, breathe into it, breathe in golden light. This light contains peace and reassurance. And now this light floods down our arms and shoulders into our hands. Make a fist with your hands and then open your fingers wide as this light floods into our hands and arms and shoulders, out our fingertips, And now place your hands together, your palms together, and rub your hands together until you feel a friction. And now take your hands and place them on each side of your face. And feel that power of healing. Your hands are the hands of God. You are the Son of God, the daughter of God, made in the image and likeness of God. As this golden, healing Christ light floods up your neck and into your face, into your brain, into your eyes, healing your eyes, all the scales that blind us to God's light, God blinds us to God in our brothers and sisters. These scales fall away now. And our eyes are healed. We can see clearly that God is all. God is all goodness, all wisdom, all peace, all powerful, present here right now and everywhere. God is in the midst of all of it. God is the eternal substance of this light. This light is the substance of God. The immortal substance of God, the eternal substance of God, behind all of the material world. And so we bless our bodies. It's the eternal kingdom of God, made to express God. This is God's body. And we come into awareness that this is our mission, to see through the eyes of love, to see through the eyes of the Christ. Christ in me, the hope of glory. And now our entire being is flooded with this Christ light. And it floods out of our fingertips, down through our feet, out through the crown of our head, like a fountain rising high in the sky above our heads. We are a living fountain of Christ. And we are open to receive guidance, wisdom, healing, unexpected good, unexpected blessings, knowing the truth that everything is given to us. We just have to be here to receive it. Our hearts open now to receive the good that God has for us. Christ in me, the hope of glory. Now, as we conclude this time of meditation, we remember the truth. We are the Christ. And our mission is to see God everywhere, to proclaim the good news that love wins. Love prevails. Love is the only power that can be sustained. And so we take all of the energy that we may have been using to witness the seeming bad. We take it all back and we fast from that and feast on the truth that God is here and God is all powerful. And we are the children, the messengers, the ministers of God. And so it is. Amen. All right. Happy Sunday. So this is, which Sunday of Lent is this? The fourth? Fourth? Okay. So this is the fourth Sunday of Lent. And I've never really practiced it that much, even in all the years I've been in Unity. But I think this year it's especially important to know what it is and to what it is to us in Unity, and to find a way to fast from that which separates us from our awareness of God. And of course, when you ask for something, you're going to have an opportunity to practice. And so I'm sure all of us, even the storm today, can take us off our footing. We can become ungrounded and scattered by the different media and all of the ways that we are distracted. We just become distracted. This is a world of distractions. If you don't want to deal with something, get your device out and you can be distracted forever. But we're called to refocus and fast from that. And I'm really going to make a decision. I've made the decision that I am fasting from the things that take me away from the truth, from my awareness of God and the goodness all around me. So that's why my talk is called Keep a True Lent, and that's by the book by Charles Fillmore, our co-founder. And I'm reading that, and I thought I had a physical copy, but I didn't. So I went on Amazon to look at getting a physical copy before Sunday. And turns out you can go to Amazon and click in Charles Fillmore or Keep a True Lent. You can get the whole collection, every word he's ever written, on Kindle format for 99 cents. So I got it all. So just a aside. But Charles, let me see what I wrote that down. So Charles Fillmore, in his book, Keep a True Lent, says this on fasting. Fast from, in parentheses, loose and let go, the belief that man or nations can stand in the way of God's good will for man. And we use the word man as humanity. That's the language of the time. So I'm going to say that again. Fast from the belief that man or nations can stand in the way of God's good will for man. I thought that was profound in this day and age, because we're all under this fear. No, we're not all. A lot of us are under this fear that a man or a nation can stand in the way of God's will, right? I mean, that's like a prevalent idea right now, that we're being under attack and that it can stand in the way of God's will. Now is the time to affirm the power of Christ's Spirit indwelling all men everywhere and influencing their thoughts, words, and actions to work for the good of the whole. I love that. Thank you, Charles. He says, this practice can quite literally change the way you see the world. Jesus talks about this. He said, Jesus spoke to them saying it was time for him to leave. His friends were distraught upon hearing this news, and they said in disbelief, "You cannot go, Jesus. How shall we carry on without you?" And Jesus replied, "You must find me in yourself." You must find me in yourself. How is that possible, one said. Will you step inside us and live your life there? Jesus explained, the life you have seen in, as, and through me is also your life. We share in that one life together. If I stay longer, you will become convinced that this is about me and miss the life I'm referring to, which is also in, as, and through you. This is from a Bible for the non-religious, so it's in plain language. It's not biblical terms. After a few moments of silence, one of them asked Jesus, "But should we not elevate you to the highest place among men and worship you?" Jesus said, "Only do as I did and heed that life and spirit that is within you. Listen to its promptings. Follow what it shows you and tells you. This is the way." After speaking these words, Jesus turned and walked away. At some distance, one of them called out, "But Jesus, shouldn't the world not know about you?" He stopped and turned and said with compassion in his eyes, "Don't you see? This was never about me. It was always you. Be Jesus now. You be Jesus now." So this was Jesus speaks to his disciples from the religion-free Bible. I had never heard of that till last week. And the guy, Jim Palmer, who wrote that, said, "I wrote the above passage some years ago, but every time when reading it, I tear up. I imagine this story and Jesus' closest friends feeling a deep and fearful loss at the news of his departure. In my mind's eye, I can see Jesus turning back with wet eyes to say, it was always you. It grieves me that these stories are often hijacked by religion to make some sort of theological point. For me, the point of the story is that Jesus knew his death was imminent and was preparing his closest friends for this fact. It turned out being one of the greatest teaching moments of their time together. Jesus had to go, and it was time for them to lay hold of the truth that he had taught and lived. They thought that truth had something to do with how great Jesus was. But in divine sleight of hand, Jesus tore the script in two and said, "It's you." So I invite you this week to start noticing your opinions. Noticing your opinions. There is nobody on the planet, neither those whom we see as the oppressed or those whom we see as the oppressor, who doesn't have what it takes to wake up. We all have what it takes to wake up, every single one of us. We all need support and encouragement to be aware of what we think, what we say, and what we do. Notice your opinions. If you find yourself becoming aggressive about your opinions, notice that. I've noticed that about myself lately. And it's a pivot moment when you notice it. I was having this heated debate with one of my former congregants on Facebook about politics. And she, they were coming from this complete, in my opinion, different place than what I was even saying. Like, I posted something about Bernie Sanders says we should all be whole in oneness and all that. And he's like, "Oh, so if you don't like Trump, then you're this." I'm like, I said, we're all one. What does that have to do with it? But then I had to stop. I'm like, I've been having an opinion about him for a while now because, he's wrong. No. But I stopped and I turned around and I did a little self-reflection. And I responded with, "I know you. I know you. I see you. I know you're a good person. And I'm going to take what you say into consideration." And it just broke the whole thing. It broke the tension. It cut that thread. Cut that thread. And he responded back. He said, "I know you and I see you too." And that's it. Notice your opinions. If you find yourself becoming aggressive about your opinions, notice that. If you find yourself being non-aggressive, notice that. Cultivating a mind that does not grasp at right or wrong, you will find a fresh state of being. The ultimate cessation of suffering comes from that. Finally, never give up on yourself. Then you will never give up on others. Wholeheartedly do what it takes to awaken your clear-seeing intelligence. But one day at a time, one moment at a time. If we live that way, we will benefit this earth. And this, what I just read here, the Notice Your Opinions, this is from Pema Chodron from her book, When Things Fall Apart. And I love her, and I have that book if you want to borrow it. So during Lent, we fast from unwanted beliefs, unwanted opinions, and we feast on truth. What are the ways we choose to recognize and celebrate Lent? So a lot of people like, okay, I'm giving up chocolate, or, in Unity and New Thought in general, and even the Pope says that we need to fast on our judgments and hatred and all of the ways that we tune out God, all of the ways that we pacify ourselves so we don't have to look within. See, Lent is a season of preparation for Easter, coinciding with spring, the season of new growth in nature. Beginning with Ash Wednesday, we count 40 days plus 6 Sundays until Easter. Easter always occurs on the first Sunday after the Paschal full moon, or the first full moon after the vernal equinox. Lent is considered a season of renewal, but is also a period of reflection and release. Spiritually, we must face crucifixion before we celebrate resurrection. We must look at the shadow and then turn to the light without flinching from either. We sweep away any thoughts that block our good before we affirm statements of truth that guide our days. Release, then renewal. From a spiritual perspective, however, release and renewal can be called fasting and feasting. This idea aligns with the tools of spiritual growth called denials and affirmations. So in Unity, we do one sweeping denial, and then we repeat the affirmations. So the denial is the sweeping out the debris, the negative. And we do that with a denial, and then we do an affirmation. Okay, there's Charles Fillmore's stuff again. During Lent, we can fast from unwanted beliefs using denials. In balance, we use affirmations to feast on truth statements. This practice can quite literally change the way you see the world. So a denial, a fast from unwanted beliefs. Denials help to clear out limiting, self-sabotaging beliefs so that when it's time to feast on affirmations, they can exert their transformative power. It's tempting to just want to go directly to the feast. But affirmations cannot take root in consciousness if they are blocked by limiting thoughts. So we're going to read a denial written for Lent, and it's very easy. We're going to say it 3 times powerfully. I fast from doubt. I fast from doubt. I fast from doubt. I fast from doubt. Consider the poignant plea in Mark 9, verse 24. I believe, heal my unbelief. I love that. I believe, heal my unbelief. What if we were able to see doubt as part of the process of faith, not the opposite of faith? How might this change our approach to doubt? It is often easier to brush aside doubts and simply declare our faith. Yet there are gifts, nuggets of truth and freedom to be found in doubt. In fasting from doubt, I can notice and honor my thoughts and feelings and ask myself, what is this about? What can I gain from my inquiry into my doubt? It's definitely stronger than any blind faith. Whenever doubt weighs me down, I can lovingly and gently go deeper with my doubt. Is my doubt rooted in fear? Perhaps it's a sense of unworthiness or lack. Maybe a past experience is coloring my perception and causing me to question. I'm not giving in to doubt or turning away from it, but gently excavating to find and release its roots within me. The way out of doubt is through, just like anything. I fast from doubt and inquire within, what do I know to be true? What do I need to know? What do I know to be true? Once you become aware of your limiting beliefs, you can begin to eradicate them by denying they have any lasting, enduring truth. This action robs the limiting belief of its power and cleanses it from your mind. With the limiting beliefs no longer in mind, then it's time to party. No. Then it's time to feast on affirmations. Affirmations are the power of words. Words of affirmation are not wishful thinking or a way to try and get something you don't have. Rather, affirmations help you deeply realize that everything you could need or want is already yours at the level of consciousness. It's already yours. It is this realization that helps you bring forth desired outcomes. Okay, so what was the denial? Okay, here's the affirmation. Really easy. I feast on faith. I feast on faith. I feast on faith. Write it on your heart. I feast on faith. When I feast on faith, my mind turns to these beautiful words by James Dillett Freeman in Angels Sing in Me, Unity Books. Faith is not so much a matter of the mind as of the heart. Sometimes in seeking to understand God as principle, we lose sight as God as a presence. To have faith is not to theorize about God or even imagine God, but to experience God. Like the song, that beautiful song. We love you, Denise. Faith is a warmth, a feeling of well-being that envelops the body and overflows the mind. Faith brings an inward peace and a tranquil spirit. Faith is the expectation of the unexpected. Faith is an open and courageous heart. Faith is the power to see in the disappointment of today the fulfillment of tomorrow. In the end of old hopes, the beginning of new life. Faith is the inward power to see beyond the outward signs. The power to know that all is right when everything looks wrong. Sometimes you have to have more faith than you can imagine. And when you need it, you will find it within you. I feast on faith. In the face of doubt, fear, or disappointment, I feast on faith. I open my heart to an experience of presence and inward power, and knowing that sustains and energizes my very being. I feast on faith. It's the regular, repeated affirmation of words of truth that is transformative. Just as you might go to the gym to become physically healthy, so too you should use affirmations to change consciousness. If you go to a gym only once a year, every once in a while, it's likely that you're not going to get stronger, right? Likewise, if you're haphazard with affirmations, it's unlikely that your thoughts will change, your thinking will change. Words have power. Words of truth, repeated in prayerful contemplation and in waking life, take root and grow. The truth you know becomes the truth that you live. In Keep a True Lent, in prayer, Charles Fillmore said, in prayer we need to be deeply conscious that God is the Almighty One, the Supreme Creator, the ruler of the universe, the one that is infinite and eternal. We need to know that God is the underlying and unchangeable truth. We need to know that. The first unity principle tells us that God is all powerful, everywhere present, the substance, back of all material, all physicality. God is the eternal substance, and this substance cannot be destroyed ever. The material world is made of this substance, yet it is not eternal. The life force within us is this substance and cannot be destroyed. But the body and all that we see will change and die. The life that is God is eternal. Unity Principle 2 says we're made in the image and likeness of God. We are made exactly like Jesus. Nearer than hands or feet, the kingdom of God is within us, is within you. The world is outpictured from the one mind, the frequency or life force of God, to the collective mind of humanity. Unity Principle number 3 states, thoughts held in mind create in kind. As we fast from negative thoughts and feast on the thoughts of God, we charge and quicken the Christ within us and in the world. Unity Principle number 4 tells us that denials and affirmation spoken with divine authority is true prayer and our true power in Christ. We are called more strongly than ever before to stand in this power, which is Christ in me, the hope of glory. Peace, be still. So homework. Repeat the name of God. A mantra. Just put it on your lips. You know how like when you're about to fall asleep and you're watching a TV show and it has like the theme song or whatever? Well, last week I started watching, I like really something really kind of boring to fall asleep and then to get sleepy. And so I started watching all over again Frasier. Okay, well, it's a kind of a, it puts me right to sleep. But the problem with it is the song. You guys remember the song? Tossed salad and scrambled eggs. It got in my mind, and I'm like, okay, I can't watch that show just because I don't want that song running through my mind for the next week. So let's make this affirmation, that brain, whatever it's called. What's it called? When something like that happens. Yeah. So repeat the name of God. Repeat that affirmation. I feast on faith. Invite you to I feast on faith. When you see something disturbing, I feast on faith. And be a blessing. I talked about this a couple weeks ago. Use your power as the Christ on this planet to do the will of God. Bless, if you see someone sitting on the sidewalk or in a tent on the side of the road, send them love, send them blessing. See through the eyes of love and compassion and empathy. And if you see someone acting out like you see on TV, in the news, you see that hatred, and just remember those words that every single person has it within them to transform and change. And the way they do that is by us seeing that in them. Fast from this negative world, fast from these negative events, and just see God everywhere present. Be the witness for good. And fast on being the witness for what's wrong, because there's enough of us doing that already, right? That is what Lent is to me, you guys. Fast from fear, feast on truth, and stay connected, stay close to God in constant prayer. I behold the Christ in each one of you. Thank you.
The song that you see up front there is not what I'm presenting today. When Reverend Marianne sent to me what the topic was, I had a change of heart because I decided that I had a different message, which has been very important to me to keep on my mind. And so I thought about what it is that's important to me that keeps me away from the world stuff. And so I like to focus on music. And there were times during this time that I wasn't focusing very well. And so I had to be reminded and brought back. And so I've changed the song to Climb Every Mountain. Could you start it over? We missed okay. Climb. Okay, there's the fourth thing. Climb every mountain, search high and low, follow every byway, every path you know. Climb every mountain, ford every stream, follow every rainbow until you find your dream. A dream that requires all the love you can give every day of your life for as long as you live. Climb every mountain, ford every stream, follow every rainbow till you find your dream. Climb every mountain, ford every stream, climb every mountain, ford every stream, climb. Don't you ever give up, yeah, and follow every rainbow till you find your dream. Thank you.
This is what happens to your body when you eat cheese.
Thank you very much. That was beautiful. And thank you, Reverend Marianne. This is our offering time. So if you would hold what you would give in your hands to be blessed, we'll say our offering blessing together. Together, please. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every breath I take, let this be a joyous cry. To take each moment